Morning, Trainiacs. She's a cold one, as you can hear. Furnace is fired up. So much to see and do today. I'm gonna start off by giving you a trick that I just learned a couple weeks ago at the bike shop about how to put on a tire. We're gonna do a brick workout and then I'm calling in the big guns. Going to a physio about the Achilles pain. Let's do it. So I came home the other day to a flat tire on the Alto, and I have historically really avoided this because I've got Continental tires on here, which historically are really hard to get on and off a bike, and these first generation Altos even had a tighter tolerance on top of that. But while I was at the bike shop a couple weeks ago putting together the Ventum, stay tuned, I think it'll be ready sometime, I want to say next week. My good buddy James showed me how bike mechanics put tires on, and yeah, I was able to get tires onto tight bike wheels, but not like this, not like this. Okay, so you start by sticking the tube in as you normally would with the, there we go, with the tube just slightly inflated to give you something substantial to work with. So then here's what's different. A lot of people will tell you to find the valve and then go to the other side of the wheel and start putting the wheel on there. But here's what you do that'll make life a lot easier for you. Because where the valve meets the tire tube here, look at an empty one, it's got a little bit of thickness to it right where that valve meets the tube. So if you're getting to the end, coming all the way around, and the tightest spot to actually get that tire on is where there's also a fair bit of meat inside, you're gonna be making it a lot harder on yourself. So what you do is you actually start here where the valve is, and you start by pushing up, and you see that pushing up is actually going to create enough room in the wheel bed and get that tube inside and underneath where the wheel bed is going to snap in. And then you work your way around the other way. And by pushing that valve up, you're getting it right into the tire so that you can snap that tire down into the wheel bed and get yourself a lot of extra room. And then here's what else is different. When it gets to the end, a lot of people will tell you just to grind it over with your thumbs. You're gonna end up ripping apart these beautiful little digits. So instead, take it and you roll it back, because then the rubber is gonna be working with you instead of working against you. And beyond that, you're also using all of your hands instead of just your thumbs. Cool. And that there is actually the first time that I've got some rubber on an Alto wheel without just using this exclusively. Boom! Now let's do what we came here to do, shall we? Let's crank up some tunes! "53-minute bike, 15-minute walk run. Let me explain why. Small workout and heading to physio while on the way to physio, okay? Okay, so short workouts. Kind of started noticing indications that I might be overtrained. In the last month, I've been sick 10 days. I've been sick more over the last 3 or 4 months than I have been the last 3 or 4 years. Granted, that's going around here in Winnipeg. And then on top of that, I've also traveled twice in the last month and a half. So just given that, we're being a little cautious to make sure that I'm not overcooking myself. I think I'm on the edge. And this also might be a little bit of a hangover from last year. We started looking back and thinking to what happened leading into when my heel got hurt and when I started getting sick. And in a matter of 3 months, I traveled to Interbike, traveled to Kona, raced Austin. I shut down the office. I built a garage, basically restructured my whole life. And while it didn't feel super stressful, and I was like, hey, you know, everything's feeling good, I'm hitting the workouts, I wasn't recognizing that all of that other stuff that was adding on to life was probably stressing me out. And physically, combined with mentally, I think I might have overdone it a little bit. So we're being very careful right now to make sure I get good sleep. I'm taking a nap. I'm taking a little bit of time to walk the dogs throughout the day just to keep my stress levels mellow. And then as far as the heel is concerned, that might have come about in the same time. Like, because my body couldn't repair itself overall, sickness, injury came all together, and good friend, physiotherapist, said, you know what, if it's gone on this long and a podiatrist couldn't fix it, you need to go see a physiotherapist. There is something wrong structurally. I'm thinking about old times. I've waited so long for this to be over. There's hope. There is hope. I gotta show you what he found back at home because we got video evidence. Fortunately, I carry a camera around everywhere. He was very happy with what he found. Yes! Okay. Check this out. Here's what he found. Okay, so play this through, and you see this? Watch what happens with my left foot. It extends, and then it's like, ooh, that little turn in. But that turn in, he's like, something's going on up your leg. And I was like, strange. So we let it play through, and then here, this is where he was like, whoa, right there. So look at how my right leg lands. He says, so right leg lands, everything, it kind of like it compresses equally, and my quad is facing forward, but the left leg, turns in when it lands. So right there on landing, he said, look, your knee is turned in. And the muscle fibers just go all over the place. They shake. He says what's happening is my left femur is turning in. So what he's got me doing is about a 20 to 30 minute routine twice a day. That's how physiotherapists roll. If they find something, they want you to fix it now with a lot of stuff. And he said, I'm hopeful. Like, structurally, there's not a ton wrong, but functionally, you've got a really weak glute on the side. So we got to strengthen that up with a whole bunch of glute med movements. The lesson? Take care of your side bum, trainiacs.